Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The laughter around the restaurant table had started as something warm and lighthearted, until I opened my mouth. It was supposed to be a joke. Just a stupid, flirty joke. I remember the flicker of candlelight reflecting in the rim of my wine glass, the gentle hum of a piano, the scent of garlic and rosemary drifting through the air. We'd been celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary. 5 years of what I thought was stability, love, and trust. Then, out of nowhere, I said it. I mean, my body count's not that high, I giggled, twirling my straw between my fingers. Unless we're counting college. Then, well. The table went quiet. Ethan's fork froze mid-air. His brown eyes, usually soft, filled with quiet affection, turned cold, unreadable. I laughed again, nervously this time, trying to play it off. Come on, babe, I'm kidding. You know me. But he didn't laugh. He stood up. Calmly. Too calmly. He reached for his wallet, slid a few bills onto the table, and said in a voice so steady it chilled my blood, "Enjoy your dinner, Mia." Then he walked out. Just like that. I sat there, frozen. The waiter came over awkwardly, pretending not to notice the tension that had just sliced through the air. My cheeks burned. My chest tightened. I wanted to run after him, but something in me hesitated. Fear, shame, confusion, I wasn't sure. When I finally stepped outside, Ethan's car was gone. I didn't hear from him for 2 days. 2 days of pacing the apartment, calling him, texting, begging. 2 days of replaying that moment over and over, trying to figure out what exactly I'd broken. It wasn't like I'd lied. Ethan knew I'd had relationships before him. He'd said it never bothered him. He even joked about it once, calling me the wild child to his boring, old soul. So why now? Why this reaction? On the 3rd day, he texted, "We need to talk. Be home tonight." My heart pounded. When I walked into our apartment that evening, he was sitting on the couch, still in his work clothes, a glass of whiskey half empty beside him. His face looked different, drained, hollow, like he hadn't slept. "Ethan," I started softly, "I'm so sorry about what I said. It was stupid, I wasn't thinking." He cut me off. "Who was Ryan?" My stomach dropped. "What?" He stood, pulling out his phone. "My phone. My old phone. This. You forgot to delete your iCloud backup before trading it in last year. I synced it by accident when I got my new iPad." His voice trembled, not with anger, but something worse. "Hurt. You told me there was no one serious before me, that I was the first man you ever lived with." I felt my world tilt. "Ethan, please, Ryan was years ago. It was before I even knew you." He held up the phone again, his thumb hovering over a photo. My heart cracked open when I saw it. Me, in a mirror selfie, wearing Ethan's old college hoodie. Except it wasn't his. It was Ryan's. And worse, the timestamp was 2 months after Ethan and I had started dating. My throat went dry. "It wasn't what it looks like," I whispered, though even as I said it, I could hear how pathetic it sounded. He let out a small, broken laugh. "Do you realize that night, at dinner, when you made that joke? I already knew? I just wanted to see if you'd ever tell me the truth." I couldn't breathe. "Ethan, I ended things with Ryan as soon as I fell for you. I swear it." His eyes filled with tears, though he quickly blinked them away. "You didn't end it, Mia. You overlapped. You let me fall for you while you were still someone else's." The silence that followed was suffocating. That night, I couldn't sleep. I sat in the dark, listening to the hum of the refrigerator, the ticking of the clock, every sound louder than my heartbeat. The guilt gnawed at me like something alive. I thought about the early days, our midnight walks, his shy smile, the way he'd look at me like I was the only thing that made sense. And I realized something painful. Ethan had built his love for me on a version of me that never truly existed. I had told half-truths, hidden small things, convinced myself that omissions weren't lies. But they were. They were tiny fractures that had finally broken the whole foundation. The next morning, he was gone. His side of the closet empty. His toothbrush missing. A note sat on the counter. I loved you more than you'll ever understand. But I can't live in a story that isn't real. My knees buckled as I read it. I wanted to scream, to chase him, to tell him the truth that I had changed. That Ryan meant nothing. That I wasn't that woman anymore. But it was too late. He had already decided that the version of me he loved didn't exist. It's been 6 months. I still check my phone, half hoping to see his name flash across the screen. I replay that dinner every night in my head. His face when I joked about my past, the moment he stood up, the silence that followed. People say the truth sets you free, but they never mention what it destroys first. I've learned that love doesn't collapse from one big lie. It erodes slowly from all the tiny truths we never say aloud. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real betrayal.